what I had on my mind, I wanted to share with you guys is we're getting towards the end of the year, right? And for many people, it's a time of reflection, reflecting on the year and how everything's been going. And going into the new year, we're assessing, what worked for us, what didn't work for us, how can we improve upon what we're doing. And so, one thing I wanted to share with you guys is this. Um, as some of you may have picked up, I'm really someone who loves the idea of being an independent artist. Uh, and some people have caught on to that. Some people still have what I consider more of an old mindset when it comes to building a career in the music industry. And let me just share a little story with you guys real quick. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys remember who Blockbuster is. I mean, that was like the place to go to rent videos and video games and things of that nature. They were like the top dogs when it comes to that corner of the market. And I remember it's around 2005, 2006 ish. I remember reading an article and it was talking about shareholders and things of that nature who was really concerned with the future of Blockbuster because of this new thing that was beginning to hit the market, which was called on demand. And of course, that's what Comcast was doing. And they were afraid that it was going to affect Blockbuster's sales because it was a new avenue of people to get information or get, rentals and things of that nature where they could rent it from their home on the computer. I mean, on their televisions. And then you had Netflix popping up as well. And Blockbuster pretty much just, I guess they kind of had the attitude that, we're the top dogs, regardless of what changes, people's always gonna still come to us because we're it, you know. And what inevitably happened is they ignored the signs of the time, they ignored the way technology was going, and basically they got left behind. I don't know about you guys, I haven't seen a Blockbuster in a long time. This thing called Redbox came out, changed the game from when, now you can rent movies for like $1 and some change, and you can bring it back the next day. Blockbuster, they was typically renting it for several days, and you'd have to pay extra money for that. And of course, you had to drive there physically, drive back, yada yada yada. So, that's just a sign of the times of how the industry has changed into this digital age. And it's important to keep up with those times to not get left behind and understand that in business, you have to change your business model accordingly if that change and dynamic of the industry is going to affect your business. And it certainly did for Blockbuster. And I remember after the red boxes were out for quite some time, then Blockbuster tried to come out with a kiosk that was similar to Redbox, and they did not stay around for long. They missed the boat. And something similar has definitely changed in the music industry because when I was coming up, when I say coming up, I mean when I really first started getting into recording, I stumbled upon digital audio. It's not something I was searching out. I didn't understand anything at the time, being in high school, really about recording or what a recording studio consisted of. All I knew was I had this cheap behind $10 microphone my friend gave me from his Packard Bell, and I could plug it into the computer. I could record my vocals on top of an instrumental, and they just came out with CD burners, and so I knew I could burn my own CDs. So to me, I was like, wow, I can do this myself. And since then, the high-speed internet came into play, and all these digital audio or audio interfaces began to come out, and it just changed the whole game, and therefore changes everything because when I was first in there was no YouTube. Okay, there was no video on the internet. There was no streaming. At first we were all signing up to America Online through a 56K modem. And back then, you getting a message in your mailbox, your inbox, it actually meant something when you heard, "You've got mail." That meant a real person was hitting you up. This was before spam was a thing. This is before businesses was really on the internet. In fact, a lot of people profited who could foresee the future. Once again, signs of the times, knowing where technology is going. A lot of people profited off of that because they were buying like Coca-Cola.com, Pepsi.com, Nike.com. And when those companies finally came around to realizing and the internet is a viable way to do business, and guess what? Someone had already bought their space on the internet. And some people may be asking, well, how can you do that? You're buying someone else's website. The internet is like digital real estate. It's the new type of real estate. If you ask a realtor, what's like the number one rule of, real estate, they'll tell you location, 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 because the value of property is typically determined by how much traffic there is to it. So, places that are in urban areas that are in the city that have a lot of traffic are typically worth way more than, property that may be in the sticks, in the backwoods. So the same thing applies to the internet. When you have a website that's getting a lot of traffic, the value of it goes up tremendously. So there were people that were ahead of that and went ahead and bought these websites up. And then when those companies such as Nike and Coca-Cola and Pepsi came around, they had to pay a lot of money to get them websites. And, there were people who were potentially making millions of dollars just off buying a website domain. I also heard a story about Google. A kid, like a 17-year-old kid, bought a Google domain that was misspelling Google. And come to find out, a lot of people was misspelling Google and going to this kid's website. And Google caught wind of it, and they ended up buying the website from this kid for, I believe, maybe close to $1 million or maybe a little over $1 million. So that just gives you an example of how much the times have changed. So bringing that back full circle to how that relates to us as artists is this. Once upon a time, the business model was this: be a really good rapper, get your skills up, make a really good demo, send it to an A&R at a record label, and try to get signed. Okay? And once upon a time, that was the model. That has changed tremendously. This day, record labels are very reluctant and hesitant to put money behind artists. A lot of times they'll give artists just a single deal, not even, like a multi-year contract. The times have definitely changed to where now, such as YouTube, you have the ability to broadcast yourself. YouTube is statistically one of the number one places to go where people discover new music. And the title or their mantra says it all: broadcast yourself. Now we live in an age where we've been given the tools to create our own platform, to where we no longer have to be completely reliant on someone else's platform to put us on. And if I could title this overall message, it would be sign yourself. A lot of people say, I'm trying to get a record deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying sign yourself, because we live in such a time to where YouTube channels are outperforming major syndicated television shows, where YouTube channels are getting higher ratings than even certain mainstream television channels, certain shows. That's incredible. And a lot of times these are people doing this on their own. And we live in a unique time where the way that we receive information has changed drastically. Once upon a time, you had to wait for the radio to play that new song for you to be able to hear it. Or you waited till MTV dropped that new music video. Or BET dropped that new music video. Well, guess what? MTV don't even play music no more. And they're still called MTV, Music Television. BET, from what I've heard, they don't play music anymore. In fact, they just got rid of 106 in Park recently. That'll show you the signs of the times. Why would they get rid of a show? Because not too many people's watching it. Now the way that we get information is so much on the internet. And I always like to use this as an example. When's the last time that one of your friends came to you and was telling you, hey bro, did you see that new music video on whatever TV station? You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's always, nah, bro, I seen this video on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? And now you're seeing videos being uploaded on Facebook. That's becoming a big thing. And even Twitter now, you can watch video on Twitter. Um, I'm sounding like a robot every now and then. I'm sorry. That's nothing on my end. That's buffer. I mean, buffer. It's the buffer of blab. but um, but yeah, think about that for just a moment. You've been given all the tools that you need to create you a sustainable career. And a lot of people, when I say that, they're thinking, oh, I got to have mainstream outlet. They're kind of still programmed to think I got to have something mainstream. I got to be on a major platform in order to have a career. And I'm here to tell you that's not true. That's not true. I've shared this theory before. It's not a theory of my own. It's stuff that I've learned from my own research of marketing. And some of you may have already heard this. It's called the 1,000 fan theory. And the way that theory goes is if you only had 1,000 true fans, I'm talking about true fans, if you came out with your own brand of underwear, they're buying it. If you come out with your own wristbands or hats or t-shirts, and of course your music, they're buying it. Okay, 1,000 fans. If you came out with $100 worth of product per year, and like I said, that's not just music. Music could be one of those. You could come out with maybe a few projects, maybe t-shirts, maybe a deluxe version of your album, maybe where you throw a few extra tracks on there for just a little bit more, and build extra merchandise around it. Maybe do some exclusives to where, for this amount, you'll do, maybe you'll do an autograph, or maybe you'll talk to that person for, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes or whatever you come up with. If you come up with $100 worth of product per year and they buy that, that's $100,000. I don't know what your cost of living is. I know where I live, $100,000 is way more than I need to live. And let me segue that into mainstream. The second most popular female group all time is a group called TLC. Now, I'm sure there's some people in here who know who TLC is. At the height of their career, I believe they were only making around $15,000 a piece. $15,000 a piece they were bringing home. They were getting royally screwed. No Vaseline through that record contract they had. And it's sad because basically they had what you would call like a 360 deal. I've written an article about this as well, what a 360 deal is. And basically a 360 deal is like a slave contract. I mean, basically it's saying you're signing up saying, look, I no longer own myself, my likeness, my name, anything I do with myself, you guys own a percentage of it. And this is a common contract that you see nowadays. Labels do not want to take any risk of losing money on their investment. And they want as much control and much percentage of everything that you make as possible. And I see you, Calvin. I'm going to get to calls here in just a little bit, so hang tight. So at the height of their career, $15,000 a piece. Now, I just told you, as an independent artist, if you only have 1,000 fans, true fans, you could be making $100,000 a year. Do you see that? Like, do you see that big picture? Fame does not equate to financial security. Just because everyone knows your name does not mean everything is good. In fact, you can do a Google search right now for all the mainstream artists that have issues with the IRS. And I promise you, if they had the money to pay the IRS, they'd be paying the IRS. Okay? Everything that is not what it seems. Everything that glitters is not gold. Okay? So just because you see someone on mainstream outlets does not mean it's all good. In many cases, these people own a very small percentage of their own music they're putting out. And with that being said, let me share this little bit of knowledge with you as well. And this little bit of information changed a lot of how I see the world, I guess you could say. There's an author named Robert Kiyosaki. Some of y'all may have heard of him. He wrote a very popular book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. And he also wrote another very good book called Cash Flow Quadrant. If you ever get a chance, I highly recommend y'all check out them books. So Cash Flow Quadrant is basically breaking down the 4 sections that basically all of us fall in some way or form. And so the way it works, let's say it's like this right here. Okay, this is the line going down the center and kind of breaking up like this. Okay, on this side, you have people who work for money. Okay, and on this side, you have people who have money work for them. Okay, so on this side, you have your employed people, people who work for other people. Then you have self-employed people, people who work for themselves. Okay, and it's basically they're exchanging their services for money. Okay, basically the main difference is the self-employed person has freedom to do whatever they want, however they want. Okay, so typically when a person is trying to move from one side to the other, they may go to self-employed and then over to the other side I'm about to discuss next, which is what you call your business owners and investors. All right, business owners and investors. These are people who have figured out how to make money work for them. So they own things. They may own a McDonald's, or they may own real estate. Let's say they own a motel or a hotel, or maybe some duplexes or whatever, and people's paying them rent, and they're not having to do manual labor, and they're making profit each and every month that's paying for their mortgage and also making them profit. Okay, well, let me share this with you real quick. If you're an artist, if you are a rapper, a singer, whatever, poet, musician of any kind, when you create something, when you create art, whether you're a painter, a musician, or what, you're creating something called IP, which is intellectual property. Property, okay? Remember what I said. When you move over to the right side, as in a business owner or investor, they own things. Intellectual property is something that you own, okay? And it's something that, it's the main thing that record labels want from you, is they want intellectual property. They want to own things off of you. Because as an artist, what you create is your most valuable asset. Okay, because once you create music, you own it because you created it. You have the rights to it. You can then step to, let's say, Warner Brothers or Universal, or let's say EA Sports is coming out with a video game and they're looking for a particular type of sound for their video game. You then can pitch your music to them and charge them what you call a licensing fee, to where y'all come up upon an agreement of how much money they have to pay you up front and maybe quarterly, or whatever your agreement is. Or if it goes to, let's say, a television show, then they have to pay you every single time that show airs. And I believe I said this on the last Hangout. If you've ever seen that television show, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You know, when the lights go dim and it goes, dun, 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 dun. The guy who played those 4 notes was making around $250,000 a year off those 4 notes, based on the contract that he made with them before the show even aired. They didn't know how big of a success it was going to be, but that's how much he made off of it. Now, I don't know the specifics of his agreement or whatnot, but that's incredible when you think about it that way. To where when you create things, when you create music, that's the same thing as you inventing something, an invention. If y'all ever seen Shark Tank, if you haven't, I highly recommend you check that out. That'll kind of give you the mind frame of how business people really think. And the way when people go in there and they're able to work out things with inventions to where they actually sell licensing to their creations or whatever they invented. This is very important. And another thing too is to think like this: as a business owner, your most successful rappers, if y'all go look right now at the top earning rappers in the industry, you'll most likely find a trend that those top earners, they're not only making money off their music. And in fact, their music is more of a segue to allow them to get into bigger and better investments. So the most highest paid person on that list, the highest rapper on that list, anybody in the chat want to take a guess who's the highest earning rapper, period? Anybody? Jay-Z says Robert. Jay-Z is, Snoop Dogg is, Dre says Monica Mize, Dr. Dre, okay. Hello, I don't even know how to say that name. Killer, what's up? Okay, so we had We had several Dr. Dre's. There we go. Rob, why you gotta steal my thunder, bro? Why you gotta steal my thunder? That's it. That's it. Dr. Dre is the highest earning one because of Beats headphones. He sold it to Apple recently, and he made a little over $1 billion, I believe. Okay, so Dr. Dre earns more if you were to take the top, I believe, 20 rappers, and you can combine them all together. Dr. Dre makes more than all of them combined together. Okay, and Dr. Dre's not someone you see all the time on interviews, on television, and things of that nature. He's kind of in the backdrop. He plays the producer role a lot, the engineer role. But he used what he was doing to invent something. He made headphones fashionable. They're like the Nike, they're like the Air Jordans of headphones. Okay, and let's just, Beats headphones is not the best headphones in the world. I'm pretty sure they make them for fairly inexpensive prices somewhere overseas. Okay, the same thing with Jordans. No shade to either one of those. I'm just putting the facts out there. But they've built a strong brand around it, and you can't look anywhere without seeing them on radio stations and things of that nature. To where they build this huge brand awareness. You even see them in cell phones. You see Beats speakers, and you see them on laptops and things of that nature. Jay-Z is also in that top list. Jay-Z, of course, owns his label. Up there is also one of the most successful independent artists. Here's another one for you, Tech Nine. Tech Nine is making bukus of money, completely independent. And not only that, he owns his own manufacturing warehouse where he literally makes all of his merchandise. So he's not going to another company to get his stuff printed off. He makes it all himself. He owns that whole operation. Puff Daddy's another one. Puff Daddy's another one. He owns, Ciroc. He owns. He's got his cologne out. He's been doing comedy tours. He's got the Sean John fashion line. I mean, these guys are doing other things than just music. Music is what gets them in the door to where they can start, get their bills paid. They're taken care of. They're doing good. But they're not thinking, I'm just going to go buy, blow all this money on just material things and stuff. The smart ones are thinking, how can I invest this? How can I put this money and invest it and multiply it, like putting seeds in the ground? Rick Ross is known for buying, I believe it's Wingstop. Is that right, y'all? Wingstop? 20 Wingstops, yeah. And that fits that just fits his whole brand. Like, look at him. He looks like he's somebody who eats a lot of wings. You know what I'm saying? So look at 50 Cent. Signed with Dre and Eminem at the beginning, recently left them, is an independent artist now, and has went on to do movies and things of that nature. What's up, Credo? I see you, bro. Thanks for coming in. So 50 Cent has also segued. I mean, someone like 50 Cent or Jay-Z, they don't have to rap. You know what I'm saying? At this point, they're just doing it out of love. They're good. They're good. Trust me, they're good. They don't have to rap another day in their life if they didn't want to. Okay? So just planting that seed to give y'all something to think about when it comes to this whole music thing. All right. Oh, snap. I'm back, y'all. Sorry about that. I don't know what's going on. Oh, what's up? Are you serious? Okay. I don't know if I'm going to use Blab anymore, honey. Oh snap! I'm back. What's up, Charles? Welcome. Sorry, y'all. Look, I'm having some problems with the Logitech tonight. He can't handle all this glorious threads that I'm rocking tonight. I've already contacted Logitech. They're working on the solution. They never had this problem before. So sorry, guys, for the inconvenience. So, anyways, y'all, that's something to think about. As a rapper, start thinking of yourself as a business owner or an investor. When you're creating product, be it a brand, a logo, music, merchandise, what in the world? Yeah. I don't know what's going on, y'all. I do not know what's going on. I got good bandwidth. I can guarantee you I got good bandwidth. But sorry, y'all. I'm just trying to weather the storm. Uh okay. So anyways, y'all, what I'm going to attempt to do is I'm going to play you guys an interview from a mainstream artist. If y'all don't know who this guy is, his name is David Banner. If you've never heard of him, I highly suggest you check him out. He's dropping some knowledge in an interview that he recently did with Vlad TV, and I'm not going to play the whole interview. I'm just going to play an excerpt from it. And he got to talk. They got to talking about the industry. And what's up, Calvin? Let's get it, brother. And I think you'll be interested to hear what he has to say. All right, so that's what I'm going to do now. Is we're going to play that, and I think it may start up some interesting conversations too. So check this out.
Is this going to be a major label release?
I don't know yet. But what I will tell you, Smalls, is I'll never be an artist again. You know, me and a label, we can strike a deal. You know, I run a corporation, a very successful corporation. It's called A Banner Vision. You can look it up, www.abannervision.com. I run a business that may be more successful than some of these labels. So I'm even learning with contracts, they give you a contract, but you can give them a contract also. You can make it where they sign off, where they sign to you. So for me, unless somebody gives me a rock contract, like the rock got, they shoot me 80 million, 90 million, 100 million, where I can go do another, start another company. Like, dude, we good. And I'm starting to learn, bro, that they give us these numbers that were lies. Like back in the day, yeah, I got a $10 million deal, but they make people think that you get that $10 million in your pocket. That's a lie. You know, basically the money that I make off of hip hop, the little budgets that we do get, I can make that without a label. And then with nobody playing music anyway, MTV don't play music no more, BET don't play music anymore. What can they do? How can they help us? You know, really, and I really want you to think about this, Smalls, and I haven't said this to anybody else. What is a buzz? When you have a buzz, what does it give you?
Power.
There you fucking go, Smalls. It gives you power, right? With that power, you can do what?
Anything you want.
Exactly. So why would you go and find a slave master to do what? Give your
power away.
Give your power away. We have been so accustomed to being ran in this generation that we go and give our power away for nothing. At least back in the day, you got 700, 800,000, a million. Now people give their power and information away for free. My dude, Facebook is all of your information. Twitter is all of your information. We give away everything for free. And then they get millions and millions of dollars and sell their companies and leverage their companies. like it's so amazing. So we turn around and look for a slave master. I'm gonna tell you something that happened to me, man. It bothered me really bad. And I have never talked about this on camera. I remember I had given Atlantic 2 of their top hits. And I had my second album out, and Tip was on my second album. I had just done Rubber Band Man. Do you know Atlantic wouldn't clear Tip for me? And Tip was my friend. He just wasn't a dude that I produced. Like, we did that record in the back of a barbershop, my dude. And I just gave y'all the biggest urban hit of the year? Or at least that y'all had. And then that made me realize, dude, I can't even rap with my homie. That's some slave shit. And in a lot of cases, people, they own your likeness too. At one time I was signed, I didn't even own the way that I look. That's slavery, homie.
Whoo, wow. Yeah, that's coming from David Banner himself. That's an eye opener right there. And just wanted to give y'all that to think about moving into the new year. Realize the power that you possess. Realize the value that you bring to the table. If you ever attract the attention of a major label, best believe they're looking out for their best interest. They see an opportunity to make money. Don't be so thirsty and desperate for their attention to where you're willing to give up all your freedom and allow them to own you for what? Crumbs off the table? And in many cases, you'll be in debt to them. Because when you go to work for a record label, guess what? You're an employee of that company. You're a glorified employee, and they make it look glorious. Like you're balding and stuff like that. Look, like I said, everything that glitters ain't gold. Everything you see in these music videos and things of that nature, a lot of this ain't real life. This is the image that they're trying to sell you, that image. Behind the scenes, stuff don't always look that pretty. So I just want to encourage you guys that if you're wanting to build a career off of your music, sign yourself. Start thinking about yourself as a label. Even if you're just one artist as an independent artist, think how a label thinks. Put in the work and effort that you would put in on someone else's job and go even harder. Remember, the greatest investment you will make in this life is how you spend your time and who you spend your time with. And I hope that this overall message encourages you and motivates you. Remember, 1,000 true fans. Remember what I told you about that. A lot of you would probably think that that's doable. And even if you couldn't get even if you wasn't at a 1,000 fans, if you had 500 true ones, that's still $50,000 a year if you're doing $100 worth of product. So, moving into the new year, just think about that. Just a little nugget to drop on y'all. But I hope y'all enjoyed that. So we're going to transition into the time where we get everybody calling in. Richard, jump up on here first. I told you got first dibs. Basically, this is where I'm just going to allow everybody to call in, say what's up, introduce yourself, and we're just going to hang out, man. So, Richard, where you at, bro? Where you at, Richard? Y'all doing good out there? I'm not boring y'all too much tonight, am I? Sorry for all the dropouts, all that thing. Richard, I'm waiting on you, brother. I'm gonna have to go ahead and take some calls, man. So, okay, I hear you, killer. It's all good, brother. So first up, we're gonna have Chris coming on. Chris 10. See if we can get you on here. Anybody else wanting to get on, make sure you go ahead and call on in. You can get up in line. You there, Chris? Chris, are you there? There he is.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Yo, man, I really appreciate. I really appreciate the knowledge you laying down, man. Completely right. I've been in the game for a little bit, independent wise, and going to school or going back to school now at Full Sail. And some of the same stuff you're saying here is what they talking about the schoolhouse too, and it's all true. I would say, the only thing I have to add or just to share is, you know, I encourage people to continue to get educated about technology, how to like code and stuff like that. Doing your own web pages, just little simple things, because it'll help you get ahead of the game and stay ahead of the game, stay fresh. So, yeah, that's all, man. And I appreciate what y'all doing, man.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And like Chris said, y'all, look, knowledge is power, man. Straight up. Knowledge is always going to be what gives you the advantage, because a lot of these artists that are getting screwed by deals, there's really no excuse for it, because they should know better. And you should never go into a situation without understanding fully what you're getting in. And you can't trust the attorneys or whatnot of the label to be looking out for your best interest. If they're giving you the attorney of the label, whose best interest do you think they're looking out for? Right? They're looking out for the label's best interest. And that's a mistake TLC made. That's something they shared, is when they were signing that deal, they were just taking everybody's word for it. I just read an article recently about Talib Kweli. He's now a straight up independent artist, was a mainstream artist. And he was saying the same thing. The mistake that he made for many years was he was just trusting everybody was looking out for his best interest. And that's probably the worst mistake that you can make, is assuming that everybody's looking out for your best interest. Look, no one's going to look out for you like you're looking out for yourself. Okay? So I appreciate you coming on, Chris, and sharing that, man, and wishing you the best at Full Sail. I have quite a few students that are from Full Sail. I actually had one on last month. So wishing you the best with your studies, man, and also just in all your endeavors that you pursue after your graduation. So keep up all the hard work. Keep learning that knowledge, bro. Calvin, what's up, man? You want to jump on? Richard, did you want to jump on? Y'all, what's up? Come on, let's get this thing popping. Like Oro Redenbacher. Calvin, are you ready? All right, Richard, I got you next, man. Oh, snap.
You can't see me. I'm in my car.
Oh, you ain't that dark, brother. I see you clearly, man.
Man, good to hear you, man.
Hey, good to see you, bro.
Yo, okay, so yeah, definitely.
Hey, what you think about the sweater, man? What you think about that?
Man, you doing it right there.
Man, come on, man.
That's right up my alley, man. Come on. Yeah.
Yeah,
great
man.
minds think alike.
Custom, bro. Oh, man, we lost him. Probably had something to do with that car. Calvin, if you're able to, man, call back in as soon as you get a chance. I'm gonna go ahead and take Richard. We'll keep it moving. Sorry, man. It must be. I think it was a sweater, man. I think the sweater knocking people off. What's up, brother? You are alive.
I was good.
You alive. You are back. I was gonna give you the first seat, man, but you missed it.
Yeah, my bad. I was a little caught up, but I'm here.
Now you done transition like into Kanye, like straight up. You done transition. I think you got rid of the glasses. Is this Richard? Am I talking to Richard?
Yeah. What's up?
Hey, man. So any thoughts on what I was talking about? The interview I played with David Banner.
Oh, I didn't catch the interview. I actually caught a little bit of the TLC thing that you were talking about. It's very unfortunate, honestly, because I did hear the story and stuff like that. But definitely, it's nowadays a lot of people are just looking out for themselves. And that's just like, honestly, you gotta have your own bag. Especially in the music industry nowadays, they don't want to put all their eggs in one basket and fail. So they would rather take as much as they can and leave you with nothing. You know what I mean? And the less that works against to their advantage, because it's like, oh well, you don't know, and you could be a new artist and think, okay, well, I'm gonna get this, I'm gonna get this check, and you're never gonna get the check, because you're thinking, oh, I'm gonna get it because I'm performing, I'm getting a hit single, but all of a sudden, bam, they got you for your money, for what you're worth. So it's kind of like you're working um for you, but then it's like, in a sense, you're working harder for them because they have more leverage than you do, as far as new sort of like a new artist standpoint.
Yeah.
So it's definitely
And
It's
many.
sad, but nowadays you just gotta look out for yourself. And I would recommend
Oh, Richard, you still there, bro?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you froze up. You were saying you wouldn't recommend what now?
No, I would recommend everybody to stay indie, just so that you can keep whatever you're making. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much just being 100. Like a lot of people, they want to get signed so badly, and they don't going to the lifestyle. And a lot of people who are running rap now, they see the lifestyle and it's like, oh, I want to get that house, I want to get that fine chick or whatever, and then I'm thinking about everything else that comes with rap. Like people say that I'm a rapper, but like it's like so much more to that. It's like people don't understand. Like rap is like, even though it's like a lifestyle, it's kind of like I don't live that lifestyle. Like I feel like I'm set apart from other people. Other people don't want to do it just because they want to get famous. Like that never was my intentions to be famous. I always wanted it to just because it was something therapeutic, and now it's kind of like I want to really make a difference with my music.
Yeah,
So it kind of depends on like how everybody's mindset is, because everybody's different. You know what I mean?
right. Absolutely. I think that's why it's important to have a sense of who you are before you set out to do anything in life. Because if you don't know who you are, if you don't know your own value, then you're just putting yourself out there, and people are just waiting to take advantage of it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that's
saying?
so true.
When you know your value, when you step into the presence of other people, you're not thirsty for their approval. You're not thirsty for their acceptance. You accept yourself.
Yeah,
You love yourself. You know what value you bring to the table. You don't walk into places and be so concerned about what you think of everybody else. You're asking yourself what you think about them, not what they think about you. You know what I'm saying? And when you know what you bring to
yeah,
the table, when you know what you bring to the table, you have leverage. When you know the value that you bring, you have leverage. You're not just stepping up them, please give me a chance. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Here, sign this contract. Okay. Not even reading it. No, 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 no. And as David Banner was saying, he said you can give them a contract. Okay. When you go to work for an employer, if you go to work for whatever company, they hand you a contract, and it's on both parties. They're saying this is what we expect from you. Okay. And this is what you can expect for us. Now it's a contract. You can still negotiate terms, such as your pay. That's negotiable. Um, what days, what hours you can work, that's possibly negotiable. If you have kids and you need to spend certain days with your kids and things of that nature at certain times or whatever, that stuff's negotiable. That's where you let them know, what you're demanding of them, and they're also letting you know what they are demanding from you. So that's entering into a business relationship, and it should never be just one sided. A good business transaction is when it's good for both parties. It's not just one person taking advantage of the other person. It has to be mutually beneficial to both parties. And unfortunately, that's not the case in many record contracts. A lot of times, as people step into them and they feel desperate, and they feel like these people are going to save them, they're going to give them this new life, and they're going to give them all these opportunities. And all actuality, in most cases, it's sad. It's only the people who sign them that's looking for the opportunity. They're trying to make themselves more money. And when you sign to a label, it don't matter if you come and go. It don't matter if they put you on the shelf, because they own your music. The catalog is
yep,
what makes a label money. So you can leave. You can be gone for 10
yep.
years and they can still shop your music to a movie and they're still making money off of you. Okay?
All
Once
they
again,
care about is this.
when it comes down to it, remember the left and right side of that quadrant. On the left side, you have your employees and self-employed people. When you work for a record label, you are an employee for that record label. You work for them. When you own your
Yep,
own
exactly.
music, you are now on the side of a business owner and an investor. You own something. And when you own something, you can do major things with it. You could be the one submitting it to record pools. You could be to sound libraries and things of that nature. And you could actually be, you got all your contracts together. You could be the one looking out for those opportunities and being ready to submit your stuff and work deals out with people, acting like a record label. Okay, so no doubt. So what's up,
Yeah.
Richard? Now you said you had some question. You had a question for me regarding a song you was working on, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh, I honestly appreciate the comment that you made because I think a lot of people definitely that it's the cold truth, but you really have to definitely be mindful nowadays, especially because everything is so different. You know what I mean? A lot of things change, but the music industry is it is what it is now. So take advantage of being independent, getting your own money. Looking out for yourself, so that you won't get into situations where that you don't want to be in. At the end of the day. But as far as like the question, I'm working on a song, very empowering, about trying to kind of like uplift people to kind of like go for their dreams and stuff like that. But I have content, but I was just trying to figure out how to kind of like organize the verses, whereas like everything, like the first verse has like one topic, and the second has like a follow through, but something like that is kind of like a transition to that. So I'm kind of stuck.
Yeah, let me ask you. Do you have a hook yet?
Yeah, I have like an idea for hook. Yeah.
Okay, so you have an idea for a hook, but you haven't. The hook's not set in stone yet.
Well, I mean, honestly, I kind of like the hook as it is right now, but I might change my mind about it. But I mean, for now, I think it's a go, cause
Okay,
I'm feeling it.
so that would be my best advice: is make sure that you get that hook down pat first, and then because that's really what everything the song is going to be centered around. Is always going to come back to that point of the hook. And I always recommend too for people to try to keep the hook as general as possible. That way you can play off of it different ways. As general as possible. Don't let that like constrain you or whatever. But and you have read the article I wrote on how to write a rap song, right? As far as storyboards and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
I did, and I like that approach. But I think it's for certain songs you could do that approach with. Like like I feel like not every song could use that. Like I like that approach with the past, present, and future, because it's like you have three different perspectives there.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which is
That's just one example I was sharing. Trying to share you a
yeah,
live. But this that the concept is it's not past, present, and future. The concept is brainstorming your ideas first and figuring out creative ways that you can tell that story. So it doesn't have to be past. I mean, it could be. How about this? Forget past, present, and future. It could be first, second, and third person. I mean, you could speak from your perspective. You could write a verse from the perspective of maybe a young female who's wanted to go out and accomplish something. He's getting out them notes. A young female who maybe she's wanting to step off and accomplish something that females maybe are not believe that they can accomplish. Like let's say like an MMA fighter or something, which we're now starting to see Ronda Rousey, and that's like the big thing that like, oh, I didn't think women were competing on this level or whatever. Like women have been like some of the most oppressed people for the longest, like no matter what culture. And so that's just one perspective as far as you could be speaking from, not from your own all the time, but you could be speaking from just imagine you're somebody else and being that voice for that person that maybe doesn't have a voice. You see what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
that's one way you could do it. Um, there's so many different ways to write a song. I see you, Credo. I'm gonna get to you next, bro. But there's so many ways to write a song. So that's what the storyboard method was talking about. The past, present, and future thing was just giving you one example of that in practice. When I was talking about my friend who passed away, but the concept is universal to any different song because before that I listed all the different types of songs there is. You got some songs that are mainly just showcasing your skills. It's not really about so much of a storyline. It's more about being clever, witty words, punchlines, things of that nature. Other ones may be more educational or more about activism and building awareness about issues and things of that nature and stuff like that. So just think of it like like I was talking about like a movie. you know, like almost like when I write a song, I'm also almost thinking about the music video at the same time. And that's kind of how I think about it. So from every word I use, every sound effect I use, the way I bring it in and the way I exit it out, I'm thinking about the whole time about presentation and how to make it flow smoothly. So that's what I would advise you to kind of go back to the drawing board and kind of just think about. Don't be constrained with the past, present, and future thing. You could write that song from 3 different perspectives. And you don't, and none of them don't even have to be your own perspective. I mean, you could just think of different people that you could think of that are chasing a dream. You know what I'm saying? It could be a storyline about one person chasing a dream and facing adversity, and the outcome is, them succeeding or whatever. Like, there's so many different ways you could do it. So does that kind of help clarify things a little bit for you?
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I guess, because sometimes, like, when I write my music, it's like I have all the ideas, like I have the hook and stuff like that. But like when it comes to like writing the verses, it's like I don't know. I feel like it's not like I don't know how to write verses. This is the fact that sometimes it's like now I'm getting into like trying to really hone in on like being very how do I say, very structured. You know what I mean? Like I want my stuff to have. I don't want it to be like talk about money and one topic and then talk about all change in the world. It's like it won't make sense. So I'm trying to make sure like everything has
It's like
like a structured.
cohesive.
Like if it's a song about empowering people, it's gonna just have that topic.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be like all over the place where people's like, okay, I thought he was talking about this. So I want it to be very structured and organized. So
Yeah.
that's how I needed help with it because I know I know like my main topic, but I was just trying to figure out how would I come across it in a way that is something that is not only relatable, but people will kind of like want to share it and listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely, man. I think if the storyboard method, it's all about just planning. It's just about getting all your ideas down before you go to writing lyrics and all that and get too deep into the songwriting process. It's kind of looking at the whole song from a zoomed out view and saying, okay, I got intro, outro, I got first, second, and third verse or whatever the song structure is. And it's like, what am I trying to say in this song? What points am I trying to get across in this song? And then you just jot those down. And you're like, okay, now what's a creative way that I can get those points across? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I don't come out and just say it in the first line on the first verse. Maybe I have 3 main points I want to make, and maybe I write my verses the way they're building up to that main point, and boom, you hit them hard with the main point, and it goes into the hook, and the hook carries it to the next verse. Or it could be, like I said, you're writing from 3 different perspectives to where you could think about people chasing a dream. Martin Luther King had a dream. You know what I'm saying? So dreams may mean different things to different people. His dream was to change. It wasn't luxury. And, he said, I would like to live a long life. I would like to see my kids grow up and all these things. But the dream, he knew what that dream was going to cost him as far as making that sacrifice for the future. So there's many different ways, there's endless ways that you could approach it. So just play around with that on the planning stage. And no need to rush the planning stage, because that's going to set you up for success when you go to writing those lyrics. Is you're going to have a plan. You know exactly what you need to accomplish now when you go to writing. You know what you're trying to get across and that type of thing. So hopefully that helps you out.
No, definitely. I honestly appreciate it. I'm really trying to get this going, and it's kind of like it's taking more longer than I want it to be, but I'm also not trying to rush it either because I feel like picking beats and stuff is so difficult, and trying to find like the right beats that work for me and not just like settling just for anything I hear.
Yeah, that's very important, man. That's something not to rush either, man. Like, and that's kind of, I think that'll become easier to you as time goes on, as you'll start to kind of you'll realize like what type of music feels better for you, and as you're continuing to develop that sound. I know we worked last time in our coaching session on when we was talking about music and what beats that you preferred and things of that nature. So just keep that up, man.
Definitely.
And and just have fun. Like, try not to stress yourself out about it. It's not like when you sit down at one time everything has to come together and all the stars have to align. there's nothing wrong with grinding it out and having several sessions of just trying to come up with a solid plan and solid sound and things of that nature. Like until you release it, you don't have to worry about what anyone else hearing it or whatever. You can take that time to perfect it. So does that answer your question?
No, you definitely answered my question. I was wondering if I could ask you kind of like how you approach like as far as like trying to find like a good flow. I was trying to find like the right beat for your songs because it's like there's like a whole bunch of beats, that you can choose from, and I'm pretty sure that um rappers, they go through like a list of 100 beats or whatever, and how do you know like that's that right one? You know what I mean? Like I've read things about, oh well, you feel that it's the right one, but it's like sometimes it's like you can have like a few beats that kind of I don't know, they kind of have like the same vibe, so it might be tough to kind of like
Yeah.
pick. Like I'm gonna tell you like a quick story. Um, I I think it was a year or so back. I wrote the same song that I'm telling you about now. Um, and I was like, well, I honestly needed a beat for it because I used to write all the time, but without any beats, and it was just because I never had access to beats, besides the YouTube. But I just mostly did everything like from freehand writing, not like listening to instrumentals.
Yeah.
So I would write like a song for like beginning to end from scratch, without hearing anything, and then I think it was a couple months ago. This uh, the producers hit me up from SoundCloud, and they told me they like my songs and stuff like that. They like my sound, and they kind of like gave me like exclusives beats before like anybody could, as I supposedly hear them, and they wanted to give me like the first come first serve. So they was kind of like get like first dibs on their beats. And I kid you not, beats that I chose from the list that they gave me um was the fact that the melody that I had for the song that I envisioned like a year back when I first wrote it, it's the same kind of melody that I had for that they had on there. Am I really supposed to like have this beat? Because I feel like if I don't have this beat, or if I don't, then I'm gonna end up regretting it because it's like the beat is like it's totally something that is very kind of like a upbeat, and it's kind of like has that kind of vibe, So I was like, this is it, this is like the real deal. So I think it was just cool how it was like the same kind of feel feel that I had for the beat in the beginning without necessarily having to search for it.
Yeah.
If you know what.
Yeah. So I'm trying to remember your question before all all that. I think you was talking about how to basically pick the beats out or determine which beats are the right ones. And I mean, basically, okay, it's one thing if you're doing a project. Okay, so I think going into a project, you should have at least a general idea of maybe the different sounds that you're going for. And to your point, like you want to make sure that every beat and every song doesn't sound the same. That's very important. But I think another part of it too is you knowing your voice because music is really about pitch. You know what I'm saying? So producers, when they make a beat for an artist, if it's an artist that's going to be doing any type of melody, anything melodic or any harmonizing or singing, they're going to build it around that person's scale of their voice, their octave, and so that's something really important too, is to know your scale as an artist, to know what you could actually do to the beat, because some stuff may be out of your range, and you may want to sing to it or do something, and it's not going to sound good. But so that's one aspect of it. One thing that I just listen for, and this is maybe oversimplifying it, I try to let the music speak to me. The music has to move me, not just sound good. It has to move me. When I find myself like wanting to get up out my seat and go around the studio and be scatting to it, and I'm just really into it, usually that's what I run with. And then, as I've already spoke on, what's up, Rocco? I see you. Yes, I have, and I'm not looking for it. But That's he said I lost a lot of weight, huh? I said I'm not looking for it either. Um, but that's my general rule of thumb. I try to allow the music to speak to me, and if it's not moving me, then I'm probably not going to run with it. And honestly, pay attention to what music moves you in general. Like, what's your favorite rap song? Just something for you to think about and ask yourself, why are those your favorite rap songs? Because typically, what your favorite things are, a lot of times, is what you're aspired to make. Not copycatting it or not duplicating it, but you'll probably aspire to make something in that general range or feel. Like me personally as a rapper, I like more melodic type stuff. Like some of my favorite songs is like Tupac Dear Mama, Tupac Changes, like DMX uh what is it? Slipping. Like songs like that. I love like Eminem, Beautiful, Mockingbird, like just
Dope.
those really intimate, let me just sit down, chill, talk to you type of things. Cause I'm a mellow fellow. And you know what I'm saying? I'm a mellow yellow fellow. You know what I'm saying? So but I can ride a crunk track, no problem. But I typically won't go for that. You know what I'm saying? I typically like, well, if I'm doing a feature with an artist, something like that, if they're doing that, cool. But me, I like, I listen to a lot of soul music, uh, uh, classic rock music, and things of that nature. And I listen to rap, of course, but so there's a lot of different vibes and emotions and things like that I relate to music. So yeah, that's my take on it. But I'm gonna have to wrap up, Richard, and move on to Credo. He's been waiting in line. But is there anything else
Sure.
you wanted to say before you got off? If you wanted to spit any lyrics or whatever, or plug your SoundCloud again, or whatever you want to do, brother.
Yeah, definitely appreciate the chat.
Yes, sir.
Pleasure. And this if anybody is interested in hearing the type of music that I make, you guys could Google my rap name, Rich So Fresh, RICHSOFRESH. That's one word. And you could just kind of like get all the links to my social media outlets and also the sites that feature my music. So if you're into that, definitely check Google my name, and you see some listings and stuff there that you might be interested checking out. Also, um, I got a few interviews, audio interviews on my website up. My website is being kind of like a little bit constructed or whatever, even though I'm trying to mess around with it. But if you guys want to go on the website, also check it out, www.richsofresh.com, and hopefully I'll be able to continue to upload it more as I continue to get like new things popping off. So definitely, I appreciate everybody, whoever was showing love earlier. Salute to you. Salute to Cole. You the dude. Hopefully we can do
Salute
something
to
really
you.
soon. Because definitely
Salute to you.
I be feeling what you be saying. So hopefully in the future maybe we can collab. I think that would be really neat.
Yeah, man. Hey, stay in touch, brother. I know you will. And I'm still gonna respond back to your emails, man, as soon as I get a chance to jump in that inbox. But I appreciate you coming on, man. Appreciate you for holding it down in the very beginning with all the technical issues. And if you happen to drop out earlier, man, before I finish up, man, I wish you and yours a very, very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we'll definitely stay in touch. All right, brother.
Yeah, for sure. Keep it up.
All right, brother. I will. And I will talk to you soon. All right, y'all. So that was Richard. Shots out to
See,
Richard. And real quick, I'm about to get to Mr. Credo Clay here. And Rocco Steady said, what's up, Rock? Rock, you going to have to jump on the mic tonight, bro. You got to jump on the mic. He said, do you always plan it or do you sometimes just let it flow intuitively? I do it both ways. What's up, Credo?
Cole, what's up, brother?
Boy, you sounded crystal clear. You on that blue mic?
That's that blue, you know it.
Okay. 1 second, Credo. I'm just gonna finish answering this question real quick. Appreciate you joining us, bro.
Appreciate it.
But yeah, Rocco, I don't always plan. Like once again, like I always say, like when I'm teaching things about rap and stuff like that, there are no rules in rap. It's just techniques. So never allow any type of knowledge to constrain you or bind you. Always just be free and have fun. So even though I share like a planning technique for writing, you don't have to stick to that, but just use that. Like you just accept that as just a technique you can add in your little tool belt as an artist. And that's a way that you can approach a song. A lot of times I won't even approach a song unless I have a hook. So I might be riding down the road, singing in the car on the way to work, and that melody drops. I'm like, oh, I got a song. And if someone else heard it, they might be like, man, that don't sound too good. But they don't hear what I hear. I hear the outcome of what it's going to be once I get to the studio and I get to spend hours working on it and stuff like that. And I'll record it on my phone. Then I may go back and I may start, making the beat to it and stuff. There's been times where I'll just be sitting here practicing my keyboard, practicing scales and things of that nature. And I come up with a really nice melody. And then the next thing you know, I got a hook to it. And I'm like, okay, I got a song. And then I'll start go ahead and coming up with ideas for the song. So sometimes it's just in my head where I'm coming up with different ideas, and I may go ahead and start writing it if I'm inspired, or I may take more of a planning approach and do it that way. So no right or wrong way to do it. I hope that's answered your question. But Credo, man, what's up, bro?
Man, you got it, bro.
Are you calling in from the A?
Man, I'm in Seattle right now, bro.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's up, man. Are you staying there now, or are you just visiting family for the holidays?
Nah, we've been up here like 3 years now, bro.
Dang. So the last time I seen you was probably not too long heading out after that.
Yep, probably so.
Because I think I seen you at the Everett King was putting on an event.
Right. Yep.
And Mr. Mark Griffin and Chance was there.
Yeah, the fam.
Yeah, man. For everybody else, Credo is would you consider yourself an independent artist?
Yeah.
And you sing and rap, right?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I met Credo at an event we was both performing at, and yeah, man, you probably saw. Did you see this on Facebook or the link to this?
Actually, I was on Periscope. What's that? Friday night, and I jumped on with Million, and Million actually brought up Blab. I had never heard about it. He was like, "Yeah, man, log on to Blab." I'm like, "Cool, I'll check it out." And I came on, man. I'm like, man, it's crazy because I was telling my wife, I'm like, man, if they had something to where, it was some video kind of thing where you can communicate with people, man, that'd be dope. So when I logged on, I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man. It was dope, man. I'm like, yeah, this is what's up right here, man. So then as I'm flipping through, I saw you on here. I'm like, there go that bro right there.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So that's what's up.
That's a trip, man. That's cool, bro. Yeah, I've this is my fourth time being on Blab, and I did my first hangout last month because I was doing an interview with a company called XL TV. And so I was inviting all my students and stuff to be a part of it, come hang out, ask questions, things like that, just be involved. And I had some technical difficulties with inviting them all. And I was like, and they were excited about it. And I'm like, I can't do them like that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, forget it. I'm going to have a dedicated hangout just for all the students at the end of that week. And it was just a huge success. So I'm like, shoot, people was really encouraged by it. And everybody had just such a good time, including myself. So I was like, I'm probably going to do one of these about maybe once a month, see how it goes, so that's the move. So I'm glad you joined us and found us, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's a good tool, man.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, man, that's a A1 shirt too, brother.
Hey, bro, tell you, man, this is all custom right here, man.
Okay, then.
I appreciate it.
Indeed, man.
The story behind this is I was working on a music video, and I had an idea for a character I do. And it was just gonna be like a comedy thing for Christmas, a little comedy sketch. And I'm like, man, where can I get an ugly sweater from? And I was like, shoot, let me go check out Goodwill. And see, I never been in Goodwill before, and it was an enlightening adventure for me because I go in there and I'm thinking, oh, it's just all gonna be a bunch of garbage clothes and stuff like that. And I go in there and I'm like, sure enough, they got some ugly sweaters. And I was like, oh snap, I'm gonna get that green one right there. And then it's like, something told me, like, just keep on looking around, And dude, I came out there with like 2 or 3 sweaters for myself.
That's what's up, man.
So $5 a
Actually, go to
piece?
Goodwill, man. I got a homeboy, man. He makes it a living
I
to
believe
go.
that. I believe that. I got like this really nice Inichi sweater. I
Cole, you
mean,
don't understand. This man
nice.
has furnished his whole house
Y'all
out
hear
of
that?
Goodwill, bro.
Y'all hear that right there? There's another business idea for you. Flipping
Yeah, for real.
clothes.
I'm saying, but what he does is he'll go in and he'll find stuff and he'll kind of retouch it up. You know what I'm saying? Make it look like brand new, man.
Wow.
So
And
I love it, man.
sometimes the stuff is already brand new too. Like it'll have
Yeah,
still have the original tag on it. It's like you never know
yeah,
who's like just donating it. Like
yeah.
some people that's just really well off. They're like, it's taking up too much room in my
Exactly.
second closet.
We
It's
like
just
those people.
yeah. I'm like $5, dude. I got a Hugo Boss Coach jacket for $5 in there. That thing was brand new, man. I'm like, what? Stunting on these people. I'm
I
like,
ain't
don't get
heard
it
his.
twisted. It was $5. It's $5
Yeah,
for Goodwill.
yeah, man.
So
Hey, man. If I could, bro, I wanted to kind of answer a few questions what Rich was talking about, man.
okay,
Um,
go ahead.
yes, sir. Um, when he was talking about Rich, I hope you still kind of logged on, man. But if you was talking about how to write songs, if I'm saying that correctly, um, and you saying I guess it was like a hard time of how to come up with what to talk about, and Cole, you kind of touched on it at one point when you were talking. For me, it's you first connect with that track, man. It's a connection with the track that you make. Um, and a lot of times that connection is not instant all the time. I had tracks that producers would give me, man, and I had them things for like 2 3 years. Um, and then I go back and I hear them be like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? And all of a sudden, someone pop in and a song will come out of it. Um, but yeah, it's a connection to the track. It's a lot of elements that take place in writing a song, man. It's a weird process, but it's amazing once it's all said and done. Um, the other thing is talk about real life situations, man. Don't be scared to talk about your story. You know what I'm saying? And I found myself at one point, I had a cousin of mine. We were sitting in the car. I think we had just came from the Super Bowl when the Falcons played the Super Bowl down in Miami. We came back and he was like, listen, man, he was like, I know you got a lot. We do a lot in this family, bro. He was like, but you can't be scared to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's authentic. You know what I'm saying? And when it come off, people can feel that. You know what I'm saying? And um, also when you think about the greats, Tupac, uh, Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, so on and so forth, man. Them people, Marvin Gaye, uh, and the list go on and on and on. We can go on for days, but if you really pay attention to their music, um, they talk about real life situations, and this is
Mhm.
why we can connect to them, and it makes us want to listen to those songs over and over. You mentioned something else about the Tupac changes too, Cole.
Oh yeah,
That's one of
real
my
music.
favorites too. Yeah, man. So it's a connection, man, and that's what people want. They want to be able to connect. You know what I'm saying? So if you just on there, like a lot of music today, man, it's yeah, exactly that laugh right there. A lot of music today, man, it's just not uh it's not that, man. But you got people like J. Cole and what's my guy name?
Kendrick.
Kendrick, exactly.
Mhm.
Them boys, you can tell that they listen to songs from the generation prior to them. You know what I'm saying? and they weren't influenced by, you know, uh, hey, you need to put this kind of song out because this is what the people want to hear. Well, bruh, the people is not just this. It's a lot of different, you know, a lot of different. What's the word I'm looking for? Nations, you know what I'm saying, of people to reach out to, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you got a lot of different walks of life, you know what I mean? So to say that, hey, this is what everybody want to hear, bro. Everybody is not, you know, on
Mm-hmm.
that same. It's a lot of nothingness music out there, man. Everybody ain't on that. You got people out there that want to really hear something, and it's not even surprisingly, that number is huge
Mm-hmm.
compared to the number of people that don't want to hear. You see what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
So
There's a
you got more
market for
people that want to hear.
everything.
What to say, bro?
I said there's a market for everything.
Yeah, it is. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But you got real people out there, man. So you know they want to hear real stuff. You know
Yep.
what I mean? People going through real situations, and they need real answers for these real situations. So, you know, I mean, just the bubblegum stuff, man. Don't nobody want. You know what I mean? Come on, man.
Mm-hmm.
Bubblegum, the flavor run out real soon. You know what I'm saying? That sweetness it leave real quick, man. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So you want something that people can eat and digest, you know what I'm saying, and be like, wow, man, like a Thanksgiving dinner or something, you know what I mean? Something
Mm-hmm.
something that make you want to kick back and, man, I'm finna take a nap after this one. So you know what I mean? But that's that's the kind of music we need, man. Um More of. And Rich, man, if you listening, bro, just connect with that, man, that realness, man. And just and as an artist, man, when you're out, just listen to the people, man. Listen to them, you know what I mean? People will tell you what they want to hear, you know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, you know what I mean? So uh as an artist, man, we have a different way of looking at things and viewing things, and that we don't hear things like the normal person would. You know what I'm saying? We don't see things like the normal person would. Uh, as being an artist, you know what I mean? Not saying that that person is just normal, because they're actually supernatural in whatever it is that they do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever God has put in them to do, they're great in that area. But as far as an artist, just a consumer of music, um, yeah, man, we listen to stuff different, we hear stuff different, and this is how we're able to project it out to the people. And so yeah, that's that, man. And then it was something else, man. It was something. Oh, the um the David Banner
Oh yeah.
video that you play. Oh man, I heard that video, that interview before, man. And he right, bro. It's
Mm.
it's definitely better to uh just stay independent, man. Because nowadays, I mean, I was in school at an art institute, and one of the teachers said, because of the internet, um, the music industry has changed drastically.
Mm-hmm.
They're still, the quote unquote major labels and big wigs. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to figure out now how can they uh, basically become the middleman, you know what I'm saying, again, and kind of try to figure out how they can make their money still off of other people, or off the artists. Um, they still trying to figure that out, and to be honest, I don't really think that that's it, it, it's I don't see it happening anytime soon. Um, but I also, another professor of mine had said, and it struck me different. I was like, wow, man. He said, you are the they. And he was talking to everybody in class. In the class, of course, you got photographers and uh, chefs coming up, and engineers and graphic designers and all this kind of stuff, right? Different people. So he said, everybody in this room, you are the they that you currently complain about in media today.
Mm.
I said, exactly. I said, wow, man, I never really thought about that because our time will be coming to where we're gonna have the generation after us listening to us on the radio and critiquing us and saying it's gonna be somebody years from now doing the same thing that we're doing right now about us. You know what I'm saying? So and what we put out there, whatever that content is, we're gonna either be on the label or the in the lane of the Pox and the MJs and or that, or we're gonna be in the lane of the bubble gum. So so you know what I mean? It just a matter of what you choose, man. I just choose to do my part, man. With this gift that I was given, man. I choose to do it in a way of lifting up generations and generations even after I'm gone. You know what I'm saying? People can still pop my music in and it'll be relevant and relative in the time wherever it is 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now. I want it to be relevant even then. So yeah, man, I that's what I got.
That's good.
And anybody, man, that anybody, yeah, I do rap, Robert. I
He
don't,
sees y'all.
I don't know if it's like a G. But I rap, man. But I would say, man, even beyond music, whatever it is that you're doing, um, whether it's if it has anything to do with the public, with the people, make sure that when you put it out there, that is leading them in the direction of life, and the right things, man, because that stuff come back, bro. It come back, and you got to take some responsibility. You know what I mean,
Mm.
and really consider a lot of things, man. So children, you know what I mean, y'all, we see it every day, bro. You know what I'm saying? The effects of it, is real. It could be catastrophic. So
Yeah.
we got to make the best of it, man.
Basically,
I don't want
Credo's
to,
what you're saying reminds me of another one of my favorite songs. It's not a rap song,
Mhm.
but Michael Jackson, "Man in the Mirror." He
Oh
said,
yeah,
"If you want to make this world a better place, take a look at yourself and make the
yep,
change." And so,
yeah, man.
the change in this world is not dependent on people we're pointing the finger at. It's really dependent on
Right,
us. What are we going to do about it?
right here,
And
exactly.
that's the reason why I even started teaching rap and making these videos and even doing these hangouts is a part of this
Hmm.
vision that I had because I seen something I didn't like. I seen a lack of community. I seen
Yeah,
a lack of giving back and
yeah,
encouraging people to be themselves and not feel like they have to be this bubble gum that we speak
right.
of. We could drop names, but we're not trying to bust
Nah,
anybody's bubbles. But
right.
to encourage people and
That
let
was
them
pretty
know
good.
to let them know that you can be yourself. And to your point, Credo, you was talking about, look, people want real. Now, if you looked at the mainstream, what the radio is playing, you wouldn't think that. But
Hmm.
trust me,
Exactly.
radio turns don't even equate to record sales. Like,
Yeah.
I know Lecrae, Credo. You know how many
Hmm.
units he's making selling, and he's hardly ever on the radio. And he's doing pretty
Right.
darn good. He's outselling people like Nicki Minaj. I remember she was having a party for her Anaconda video, and he was beating her
Ah,
the first week he came out. He beat her the first
yep.
week. Like,
So what does
oh,
that
and
say,
independent,
man?
might I add. Not only
Yeah.
independent, has a successful independent record label. Y'all check out Lecrae if you get a chance.
Yeah.
Independent, positive, don't even cuss in his music.
At all.
And it just goes to show you that people like real music. I'll use Outkast as an example. If any of y'all
Yeah.
check out Outkast, any of their stuff, if you listen to
Yeah.
what they're saying, they're talking about a lot of truth. Even from the very beginning. From the
Yep.
very beginning, they're
Yep.
talking about the change they wish to see. They you may not notice it because it sounds so good, But when you listen to them, they're not glorifying killing their brothers and sisters. They're not glorifying a lot of ignorance. If you actually, they're speaking against it. And Goody Mob's another one. Like, who's that peeking in my window? How?
Nobody now.
Yeah. And so, and also I want to add this too, on top of what Credo's saying, because I think it's such valuable advice, is the bubblegum rappers we're talking about, these are people who are just riding trends. Trends fade very quickly. The people who are authentic, they're timeless, like the Bob Marleys, the Tupacs. You know what I'm saying? These things are timeless. And think of have you ever heard of the purple cow, Credo?
Purple cow.
The purple cow. Be the purple cow. So if you're riding out in the country or whatever, and you see like a whole just like, pasture or whatever, big block of land, a big field, and you see thousands of cows out there, and they all look the same, but there's one purple cow. What's going to stand out to you? It's going to be that purple cow. It's going to be that oddball. You know what I'm saying? That thing that don't quite fit in. And a lot of us, if we would just be honest with ourselves, a lot of us feel that way. We don't quite fit in.
Side note, that's a dope album cover right there.
Yeah. We don't quite fit in. And a lot of times we'll look at that like a negative thing, like it's working against us. But actually, if you embrace that, it'll work for you. You see, if you stand out, that means that you're easily spotted. I mean, you're easily recognized. You don't just blend in, you stick out. All of us, God gave us all a unique thumbprint. We're all unique. And the question is, do you know who you are? Do you know who you are?
Cole, you in my message that I talked today, bro.
Oh yeah.
Straight up, you in it.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can. I was talking about a person with character is not moved by what's popular or the latest trend, right? And that's another thing. You got to have character, man, when it comes to writing these songs, bro, because it's a great responsibility that we have. What people can say all the time, you hear a lot of celebrities say all the time, man, I ain't no role model, but bro, you being a role model, whether you know it or not, whether you accept it or not, you're being a role model.
Yeah.
It is what it is. People gonna follow you because of what you do. And then a trend, of course, is a general direction. It's basically a general direction that something is going in. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to trends, a lot of people, especially in music, especially in the entertainment world, follow trends. You know what I mean? So again, you got what's the little dances they got now? Everybody doing all that dabbing and what I'm saying? Everybody dabbing, you know what I'm saying? But what's it called? The folk and whatever it's called, you know what I'm saying? All that stuff, man. But some of that stuff, bro, honestly, to me, it just looks so suspect that as a man, I would never do. That just be, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm sounding like an old man right now. Nay, come on, bro. Hey, come on, man. I'm a grown man. I'm not finna nay. What is that?
Hey,
I mean, that's just it's me, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't I just can't do it, bro. But this is a trend though. You know what I'm saying? So it's a decision that that we make. Okay, is this something that I want to follow? You know what I mean? Can I, in that light, what am I saying about myself? You know what I'm saying? These are personal questions that I think everybody should ask themselves. You know what I'm saying? What is that? What am I saying about myself? You know what I mean? When I engage in whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? And and I understand, some people just don't care. I feel you, Monica, who that wife is. She said,
yeah. My aunt Diane's in the chat. She said trends come from the outside, art comes from the inside.
Exactly.
Like that.
That is absolutely right, Miss Diane. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's, you know, again, and that's what I'm saying about that. You know what? That's big right there, Miss Diane. Now that I'm, you know, it's soaking in. You know, it comes from the inside. You know, art comes from the inside. So when you connect with me as an artist, first of all, I got to be responsible with, you know, what I'm putting out. You know what I'm saying? Or first, no, let me back up. I got to be responsible with first what I take into my own self and what I let implant in my own heart.
Yeah.
And then I have to be accountable for whatever I just put in. When I put it out, what's the effect of it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? For the listener, you know what I'm saying, who's listening to what whether it's just regular conversation, if it's a song, whatever it is, do I want to be responsible for this? You know what I mean? What I'm getting ready to say. So I don't think, you know what I'm saying, a lot of people really take that in consideration. They standards is really, 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 really low, man. So what happens is the listener now, when they, because of lack of responsibility on both parties, you know, the listener and the deliverer, now the standards have been set so low that we accept things like the bubblegum music and the nay nay because the standards is low. We don't have people like, you know, Cash them not putting out records no more. You know what I'm saying? We don't have people like Tupac and, you know what I'm saying, putting out songs no more. So the standard has been dropped very low. You know what I mean? So now there's nothing to gauge you know, all right, what's really, I guess, right. You know what I mean? For me, I guess. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you can, the list can go on when it comes to, you know, the the uh the standard, you know, of
Oh yeah.
music. It's just gone,
I want
man.
to
You
add
know
to
what I
that
mean?
too.
So
In a
yeah,
way, the once upon a time, you couldn't even go to the studio and record. When I say to the studio, I'm not talking about a home studio record like a home computer. I'm talking about before computer studios. You
right,
had to be coming with something to even get in the studio to record. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no
exactly.
free recording. Like at
Nah.
once upon a time, there was this thing we call a filter, and
Hmm.
you had to be to a certain scale, to a certain level to get through that
Yep,
filter. Now with the
yep,
internet and technology, that filter has been completely removed, and especially as the
man.
mainstream has become less and less relevant to a sense, and you
Yep,
see like the BETs and NTVs not even playing music anymore, and the 106 and parts is
right,
going away, and more
right.
of the power being given to us, the consumer, to also consume what we want, but also create and share what we want. That filter has been completely removed, and that's good and bad because you're
You're
gonna
right,
have a
right.
there's it can make it kind of difficult to discover really good music. So
Yep,
you have to do a little bit of digging. It's
yep,
out there. There's lots of it
yep,
out there. It's just not mainstream. Um,
yep,
but also you have a lot of people are putting out like very low quality music, and though
yep.
they spam a lot. Hey bro, check me out, man. You know my hit single, blah blah blah. Check out my hit single, and it's
Right,
the person that's
right,
on the track telling you about their hit single. But if it was a hit single,
right,
they wouldn't have to tell you about their hit single,
right,
and
right.
so that can have a negative effect too on the other ones that are putting out quality content from the ones that aren't. So there's no filter there, and
Yep.
so it's like good and bad. But once again, to the whole Michael Jackson thing, is I hope
Hmm.
through like just this community, you never know how large this community is going to grow. But it's my hope
Right.
to try to encourage artists that are coming up, the next generation, to do exactly
Hmm.
what you're talking about, Credo, to be themselves, to not be afraid to speak truth, speak about the world, speak about the change they want to see. Look around
Right.
you and what do you see wrong with your world?
Right.
Is it political? Is it social? What is it? What do you see? Just like Tupac was talking
Right.
about changes. He's talking about, we got to
Hmm.
change the way we eat. That's a big one.
Yeah, man.
That's a big one
Gotta
right
change.
there. I could talk about that for
Yeah, man.
days. I've changed the way I've eaten in
And
the last half a year. That's why I've lost weight. Just diet, just searching. I see you.
we own
Yeah.
it, bro.
Yeah. We got to change the way we think,
Yeah,
and
man.
we got to change the way that we treat. one
each
another.
other. Yeah, man.
The
Yeah.
change starts with us. We are the revolution. It's not on
And,
the government. It's not on no one else to make that happen.
sir,
We're responsible for our own communities.
bruh.
Communities are made up of each and every single household. When there's a problem with the community, there's a problem with households.
Yep.
So, to a certain extent, I can't tell certain people that they should change their music when that's their environment. But
Right.
my goal is to try to help people change their environment.
Right.
Then
And
then that can change. You
man,
know,
you talking
it-
kingdom now. Boy.
and then in certain cases you have people that are straight up just exploiting their own people for a little bit of
Yep.
for crumbs. Really, it's just crumbs.
Yep.
When you look at the total
Yep.
pie, they're just getting crumbs
Yep.
off the master's table. And
Right.
they're exploiting their own people. No difference than someone trying to sell someone into slavery for a little bit of change. And so going back to what you were saying is it's on us to take responsibility and realize and understand that all your actions have consequences.
Yep.
All your actions have consequences. I gave an example the other day to someone I was talking to. If you're riding down the street and you see a kid on the side of the road and you decide to and let's say that a bus left him, he missed the bus. You could pull on the side of the road and try to pick on him. You could rob him or whatever. And let's say his uncle just got out of prison. Okay. Now his uncle's gunning for you. He's coming for you. Okay. Or so now you put that negativity out there. Now that negativity is coming back to you. Or let's say you realize something was wrong in your own community and you said something's not right here. You pulled over and you asked the kid, is everything okay? He explains to you the situation. You give him a ride to school. You notify his parents. Then his uncle that gets out of prison finds out about it, and he owes you so much gratitude. And he actually comes to you now to thank you instead of, get himself another case to get him right back in jail. He may even extend his own security and his blessing to you. If you ever need anything, let me know. So
Yep.
it's just something to think about. You know what I'm saying?
man.
Like when you leave this world, what do you want to leave? What are you wanting to
Right,
leave
and-
behind? Let's strive
That's the big thing.
to make this world our world. A lot of us think we're just too insignificant to make a change, but you can make a change in your world.
Yep.
Life is 10% of what happens to you and 90% of how you respond to it.
Yep.
You control what you can control, and what you can control is how you respond to a situation. You can't control always what happens to you, but you can control how you choose to respond to it.
Right.
And with that, you can change the way you treat people. With that, you can change the way you handle situations. And my friend, that's my attitude of how I'm striving to change my world every day when I come in contact with people, to think about the needs of other people, to not just be thinking about myself. And that's another secret too about anything in business, is when you realize being a business person is all about being a servant. It's not always about you being served. And that way you're thinking about the needs. See, being a good business person is about you seeing the needs of other people. And then you learn, then you figure out how to meet those needs. And what you're doing is trying to enrich people's lives and better people's lives. That's what makes a good product such a good product. So not only that, but also the people who work for you, how you can take care of them. It's not about always making this much money. You know what I'm saying? It's about trying to take care of other people. And see, I think that's a secret to life. I know a lot of men don't realize that until they have children. But I think the real secret to life is when you realize your life is not even about you.
Not your own, man.
When it's not about everybody else.
Yeah, that's man. Man, that's it right there, bro. It's the way God got it set up, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say, like, going back to the what David Banner was saying, the whole slavery thing about music, you know what I'm saying, how they got it set up. If we step outside of music, if you needed some, bro, and I have it, it should be no problem for me to give it to you, no strings attached, because you need it. Real simple. And vice versa. You got something that I need, it should be no hesitation for you to give it because I need it. No strings attached. what has happened is somebody way back in the day, because from my understanding, just throwing this out there, from my understanding, not even between 50 and 100 years ago, not that long ago, we were 90% entrepreneurs and 10% people with jobs and working for people.
Mm.
Somewhere along there, it got changed. Now it's 90% people with jobs and 10% people entrepreneurs, if even 10%. So um if we can somehow get back to, well, let me go to the point I was saying. Somebody came in between, bro, and said, you know what? We can create this system to where we can have a lot of people working for us and making uh, have them do what we need done, and we profit from it. um Same thing with the whole music thing. Obviously, we never needed somebody to promote for us or such so on and so forth, because the internet proved it. You know what I'm saying? If you got, but the thing, like you say, it's a good and it's a bad to it. um you got people who know how to put stuff together, package it up, promote it. They get a team and they put it out there the right way. And then the bad part about it is you got people who all of a sudden one day woke up one morning, hey, I want to do music, and then they know somebody who got a studio or they whatever and put something together and they put it out there and it's garbage sounding. You know what I'm saying? But um the thing is, man, like if we was to commute get back to that community of, man, if I got it, you need it, it's yours. You know what I'm saying? And stop trying to put the whole uh the fee in the middle of it. You know what I'm saying? This thing will go, it can go way beyond, you know what I'm saying? I think it'll blow all of our mind, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't really think God put in place, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I'm gonna put all this down here for y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all this all y'all's, you know what I'm saying? I made it for y'all, but look, I'm gonna put some people in there, you know what I'm saying, to kind of, manipulate everybody, you know what I'm saying, to, get you so you can get to a certain point. You got to kind of figure out, you know what I'm saying, for yourself, um, how to get around it. But I'm gonna put in. Come on, that don't really make sense at all. You know what I mean? What makes sense is I have a gift. He gave it to me. It's for everybody on this planet. It's for anybody who wants it. It's just I need to make a decision on whether I want to give it to you or not. I should willingly, like you said, this is about serving. So I should willingly want to just give it to you anyway. One reason I don't need the money, because why? I love doing this. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? I
Exactly.
love doing this. So I don't really need your money. You know what I
Hmm.
mean?
You good
So, but
regardless.
and check this out, bro. Like, now we can expand that. if we had the same mentality for people who build cars, who build houses, the farmers, you know what I'm saying? I don't really think we had a problem with the farmers, but the manufacturers who put all this stuff together, you know what I'm saying, cars, houses, you know what I'm saying, the tools to put all this stuff together. If these people had genuine hearts to all these people out here who are homeless, bro, man, I'm gonna build you a house. You know what I'm saying? Just because I love building houses. You ain't got no business being out here on the street. I'm gonna build you a house, you know what I'm saying? And it's yours. You know what I mean? No strings attached. You ain't got to worry about no money. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand how we are paying for land, something God gave us freely. None of this stuff makes sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? But some kind of way, I mean, you got to kind of, it's genius how they did it, but it's wicked at the same time. You know what I
Mm.
mean? So I think that's again why the word tell us, be wise as a serpent, harmless as a dove too. You know what I mean? Because it's bruh, it's so much stuff in place. And all this stuff is I'm still talking about music, you know what I'm saying? It's just a different aspect, you know what I'm saying? We gotta look at stuff, and all this stuff that we can talk about in the music, you know what I'm saying? To if we had more people talking about this, and this is the stuff that Mike, Bob, Pac, this is the stuff they talked about. You know what I'm saying? Marvin Gaye, this is the stuff they talked about. When do we, you know what I'm saying, take the baton, man? We take the torch and take that mantle and go to the and take it to the next level. You know what I'm saying? Not just talking about it, but now we're in a position to where we can actually do things. Like see folk like Jay-Z, man. I don't know what he doing, you know what I'm saying? But he has the position to be able to, man, make a difference, bro. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know what he doing. Like my dude Akon fam. Akon just over in Africa made it possible for 600 million people, bro, to get light
Yeah, I
where
heard
they live.
David Banner was talking about that in that interview too.
Yeah. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? So that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? But they don't broadcast that kind of that news, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Not on a big scale, you know what I mean? But that's something that need to be talked about. Especially, you know what I mean, in the rap community, whatever, you know what I'm saying, hip hop, whatever, you know what I mean? That kind of stuff need to be heard, need to be known about, man, because you know, bro, all these cars and how I mean, all that stuff, bro. It ain't man, that stuff fade away instantly, man.
Mm.
Uh but what about, like you said, man, it's about the service, man. That's the big thing, bro. When you get the millions, now what? You know what I mean? Okay, you got your house, okay, you took care of your family. Now what?
Yeah, what's
You know what I
next?
mean?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm.
That's what it is, man. So
That's a lot
but
that's a lot for everybody to be meditating on right there.
it is, bro.
That's a lot of good stuff, man. Um,
Yeah,
yeah, I could keep on going on and on and on. Like,
I
you
know,
know,
bro.
I, I got Rocco up next in line coming at us
Oh,
from Australia. But man, I
yes, sir.
appreciate you coming by, man. Really enjoyed the convo.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
yeah, man.
Man,
Thanks
it's
for
all
sharing all that, man. Lots of good, really good, solid information and
yeah.
nuggets. What I call nuggets.
Yes,
Them
sir.
little them
Yes, sir.
gold nuggets, them valuable nuggets of knowledge and information for everybody to take and keep and meditate on. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
appreciate
man.
it, brother. Was there anything last words, anything you wanted to maybe put out, your information as an artist or anything like that before we move on to the next person?
Um, right now, I mean, I got some music on iTunes, man. Credo Clay, the album is called The Never Ending Story. You can check that out, man. Also working on a new album with my bros, Three Kings, man. That's what we're working on now off of my label, Flawless Supreme Music. Um, I got music on Reverb Nation. You know what I'm saying? You can go to reverbnation.com / Credo Clay. Yeah, I mean, you can Google, man. Just
That's what I
Google
was
me.
about to
You know what I'm
say.
saying?
Just
I'll
Google.
pop up. I got pages. Yeah. I got pages, man. So yeah, that's it, bro. And yeah, that's pretty much it, bro.
All right, Credo, man. I
I
appreciate you coming on, man, and wishing you and your family, man, a very, very Merry Christmas, man, and
yeah, you too,
an
bro.
abundant and successful and prosperous New Year.
Same to you, bro. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can go ahead and link up on something too, man.
All right, bro. Stay in touch, man. Stay in touch. I'll
Absolutely.
be here once a month too, so we might just run into each other again.
I'm with you, bro.
All right, bro. You take care, man, and feel free to hang out, do whatever you want, man. All right.
Indeed, man. Appreciate you again,
All
bro.
right. Appreciate you too, man. We'll holler at you.
For sure.
All right. Rocco. Rocco Steady. Where you at, brother? Oh snap. Oh snap. What's up, bro?
Oh man, just trying to be like you, Mr. Slim Fast.
Oh
What's up?
no! Don't try to be like me, man. Aim higher than that, bro. How you doing, bro?
Oh man, I'm blessed, brother.
Likewise, man. You doing okay? You look kind of sleepy, man.
Man, I'm lounging in my bed. That's why, man. I was just cooling it. Listening to y'all politic, man. I just moved into my first crib, so I'm very excited about that.
Congrats,
Yeah.
man.
My first crib, and it was on my vision board last year, and now it's coming to fruition. I had a skyline on my vision board, and I had this bed on my vision board. I had to get the bed, the best bed in the world, because my first bed. You know what I'm saying?
Wow, that's good, man. That's really good. So at
Yeah,
first
yeah,
it was a vision, and now it's a reality.
for sure. Yeah, for sure.
That's awesome, bro. I love to see people doing good, man. Like straight up. That's
Me too,
awesome.
brother. It's an awesome way to keep replenishing the energy whenever you see other people do good. It's a reflection of who you are. What you see in me is what you see in yourself. So that's
Yeah.
why you feel that way.
Yeah, man. I love to see people doing good, man. And I'm sure, now moving into the whole new year, you know what I'm saying? You're probably looking at, okay, what do I need to add on to that vision board now? Like what's next?
Oh man, it's a beautiful thing. I'm so excited about 2016. My address is 2016 Maine.
So 2016 is your year, huh?
Yeah, yeah. All over the bus it. To throw back in your sneaker.
Oh snap, Rasta. That's what's up, man. So you been.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate you coming on, and I know I see you've been active in the chat, bro. You've been getting busy, son.
Yeah, just showing my love, trying to get some more information from your gal about what you've been doing. That's part of my vision too, is to drop about like 30 pounds. I want to get back to high school weight.
Yeah, man. Hey, I tell you right now, one thing you should check out is it's called Longevity. Basically, he's I believe the technical term is a homeopathic doctor, a doctor who only deals with just natural things like vitamins and minerals and diet and things like that. And basically he wrote the book on nutrition. So his name is Dr. Walsh. And if you get a chance, check him out, or Dr. Glidden. So these are both, like, I believe the technical term is homeopathic doctors. I could be butchering that. So whatever.
What are their names? Dr.
Glidden, like Glidden. He has a lot of YouTube information, like a lot of videos on, like, the 10 foods not to eat, and just a lot of really good information as far as diet. But basically what he was talking about was the state of our health, like here in America, and basically talking about just basically all the pharmaceuticals and things of that nature. Like all they're really doing for the most part is they're treating symptoms. They're not actually correcting the root of the problem, which is, and what he's saying is in many cases it's a deficiency in vitamins and minerals. So aging, oxidative damage to your body, like breaking down the difference in your actual physical age and your biological age is two different things. So like, for example, if you see someone on crystal meth that's been on it for a while, not even that long, they will typically look 20 or 30 years older, if not more. That's because they've done so much damage to their body. The doctor I'm talking about, Dr. Glidden, is like 73 and he looks about 40. It's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like I didn't believe it when he first said his age. But it's all about taking care of that body. And so giving the body what it needs. And it's really hard for us to get that, all the vitamins and minerals we need every day without taking supplements, because if you think about where vitamins and minerals come from, they come from the ground. So if you have a farm that's feeding America, you're feeding all of America off of your farm. Let's say you're doing vegetables or whatever. Let's say you're doing some lettuce or whatever, produce. Well, that all them vitamins and minerals are coming from that ground. And so if you keep using the same soil all the time over and over and over again, those vitamins and minerals are going to eventually get very depleted. So even though it's it's quote unquote a healthy food, the good stuff, which is the vitamins and minerals, in many cases are lacking out of the diet. So that's just a really just short view of it, but you should definitely check them out. They have a lot of good free information, but they have a product which I haven't started taking yet. I just been taking what vitamin and mineral supplements I can right now, like from the local store. But they have one called I think it's called 91 for Life, and basically it's a vitamin kit, like a supplement where you get all 91 vitamins and minerals and amino acids and fatty acids that you need in your diet every day, and that's also with 10,000 ORAC points for antioxidants, which restore oxidative damage to your body. And basically, from their study, they've realized that most chronic diseases all stem from a vitamin deficiency. So it's just interesting stuff. Just check it out. But that's what really caused me to change my whole diet. I didn't start dieting to lose weight. It was a lifestyle change, and the weight happened because of it. So it's not something like I'm really trying to slim up. I was having these side pains, man. I was having them at least like once a month. I'm like really bad side pains. Like it sounds like such a weak thing to have, like a side pain, but it felt like a balloon was blowing up in my side. I mean, it felt like it was almost wanting to pop, and it was almost like gas buildup or whatever. I don't know. And it was like my digestive system was like, without getting too graphic, it was like it was clogged up. And I was like, man, and I was just eating, anything I wanted, junk food, whatever, whenever. And I was like, man, I'm 30 years old now. I'm not a kid anymore. My body's not the same as it used to be. I've put a little bit of mileage on my body. It's time to really start thinking about, what I'm putting in my body. And, sadly, like we're not taught a whole lot about nutrition and stuff in school. You get the pyramid with the food groups and stuff like that. And, but we don't know a whole lot about it. So, I already know the drug industry and stuff like that. Like they're not going to profit off you being healthy. That's why vitamins and minerals and things like that aren't covered on insurance, like health insurance, which is a shame. Like that's what you need, but that's not what's covered. So they talk about that as well. And just, a lot of times it just comes down to money and greed. Being sick is big business, man. Big business, huge business. Like how much they can charge you for one pill, like one cancer pill. They can charge you, thousands of dollars for a pill that's synthetic that they made, So yeah, check that out if you get a chance. Longevity or Dr. Glidden and Dr. Walsh. If you get a chance, they have a lot of good information, just education to check out. But I highly recommend looking into that.
I'm typing it in.
Okay. But yeah, man.
Word.
But was there anything else any questions or anything you wanted to share with everybody? Anything you're doing? Anything?
Oh man, I'm living life and I'm enjoying it. I'm releasing a new album in February called Do Better City. My last album, Pride of Place, which was about accepting your past, appreciating the present, and welcoming the future. That I released that in 2013. I sold over 5,000 records. My goal is to sell 5,000 records in 1 year. I'm trying to do that. So that's my main focus, my chief aim, my goal, and I'm gonna focus on that. So that's what I'm working on, and I want to just encourage those rappers out there that want to rap. There's power in words. So what you speak about will manifest into your life in a subconscious manner. So it's a beautiful thing. And I'll spit a little something before I leave,
Feel free, bro. It's open.
Yeah. I turn the radio on, I can feel my brain rot. I think it's about time we think outside the box. I know we pop bottles and we bang mad models. That's the same irresponsibility creating problems. Head so hollow, I flex so we can solve them. Secrets they feed the people a lethal dose of amnesia. Feel the need to eat up all the media, yup, and be dependent on machines. Unsure, so they end every sentence with nah, I mean. And that's that boo boo music that we listen to. And it is filling up your spirits with the Nixon views, negating like Watergate. I'm debating for the state. of this hip hop music. I don't need that fame. Can y'all still hear me?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry I dropped that. I was listening to you though.
Now you good. Define what is ruthless, cause we the blueprint. Bless the microphone from the truth of these illusions. Friends come and go, but enemies are abusive. They stick around and wait to strike you like they Judas. I'm amused, so I laugh at the movement of Houston. Claim they representing, but they repping like some useless waste of a human being. So demeaning when I lose my fuse, they lose their meaning. They the reason they say our city is polluted. Takes a few brutal, cynical views just to confuse them. Like a Rubik's Cube twisted up, I'm such a nuisance. Heavy artillery that's stacked on top of music. Drop this cubic zirconium music. It feels like I'm eating right out of the sewage. Yeah, little homies, I'm calling you out to recruit you for a movement. What you really about? The way I'm spitting, they tripping. The way that you're living. That's why you gotta read about that young philosophy and Dr. Glidden.
Oh! Oh man, I love it. I love it. Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Do y'all hear that? Do you hear what he's spitting? And he's moving units too, people. And he's moving units. He just said he sold 5,000 copies this year, right? This year.
No, it took 2 years. It took
2 years. Okay. Still that's an accomplishment.
And here's what I just want to encourage everybody, man. You gotta understand like your value. You know, how long have you been doing this? How much time and effort you put into this, the money you put into your studio, the studio time, your internet bill, the rent, like all these different things need to be accounted for. And I'm not a money hungry, like greedy person. I'm a very simple person. For the last 4 years of my life, I lived off of, $8,000 a year. I lived off of my cousin's couch. This is my first home. My first home is a studio apartment. I'm a very simple individual, but I think for us to know our value and don't let the industry standard dictate that value, because the industry will tell you your album's worth $5.99, but I sold my album for $25. And when people looked at me crazy, they're like, what, $25? And I tell them, look, this is my heart. This is what I love. And you're not only investing into my music and me, my contribution in your life as a musician, but you're investing into my life and me to sustain myself to be able to keep contributing to your life.
Yeah.
So whatever your dream is, whether it's music or business, your value is your value. As long as it comes from a place of integrity and love, it will always thrive.
Man, come on, man. Love it. I love it. Let that encourage y'all, man. Like, this is a big part of why I wanted to start doing this, man. To hear from other artists that are out there doing it, to encourage you. Like, look, sometimes you feel like you're just isolated and you're alone in your house or your studio or whatever working. Like, this is important for you guys to hear. Like, more behind the scenes from other artists that are out there grinding. Like, don't let the mainstream or the radio paint this false illusion of the standard. That's not the standard. Hear what Rocco's talking about, man. Like, that's truth, man.
If you love what you do, it will love you back. I can date the most quote unquote ugly girl to society, but if I believe she's the most beautiful girl, best believe the world will know she's the most beautiful girl. And eventually they're gonna be like, what is it about that girl? Rocco just love that girl. That's what I feel about my music. My music is something I love. So therefore, everyone I meet, it could be the cashier at the grocery store, my teller at the bank, the person who cuts my hair. Look, for 4 years, I walked up to 50 brand new people every day, all sorts of people, old people, different races, different cultures. I would stand outside of gas stations, outside of bars, and I would walk up to somebody. And it was my goal, 50 people a day for 5 days a week for 4 years. Try to do the math on how many people I went up to. And I didn't sell them a CD. This is what I did. I had a flyer in my hand, which had the ability. It said this. It said, have the best day of your life. You can create it. And then on the backside, I had my website, and it said inspirational hip hop artist Rocco Steady. I believe in Houston. I love music, and I want to share it with you. And what I would do is I'd be like, yo, like for example, let me role play with you. I'd be like, yo, what's up, my brother? How's your day been?
Doing good, brother. How you doing, man?
Man, I am blessed, man. Your day's good, man. Is it all right with you if I made your day a little bit better? Is that okay with you?
I don't think I would mind that one bit.
No doubt, no doubt, no doubt. Listen, I'm a hip hop artist. I believe in the power of words. You can either destroy or build with words. I choose to build. So today I'm gonna build you a little bit. Is that cool with you?
That's cool with me, man. Let's build it up.
Man, so I'm gonna hit you up with a little hip hop. All I need you to do. What's your name, brother?
My name is Cole Mize.
Oh, Cole, my. All right, brother, nice to meet you. I'll dap you up. I'll be like, nice to meet you. All I need you to do, Cole, is I need you to pull out your cell phone and I need you to record me. If you enjoy what you see, I'm simply going to ask you to repost it on your social media and tag me. That's all I need you to do. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I just want you to share it with your friends. All right, cool. I spit 16 bars at him. And then at the end, I'll hit him with his name. Like if his name's like Timothy, I'll be like, company loves misery. So I gotta represent for my man named Tiffany, blah blah. I would just end
personalize
it with their name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would improvise the last 4 bars.
Which makes it really special for them too. It's like, oh snap. Like he just did this for me and he put my name in it. Shoot, okay.
And then 8 out of 10 people, I did the math, 8 out of 10 people shared it on social media. So do the math, 250 people a week. Wow. That's over 1,000 people a month. I was hitting up about 12,000 people a year. And I now have a database of like 10,000 people. And granted, not everyone's going to buy a record, but they'll remember where they met you. Now, I'm saying this was my method. If somebody can use it, go ahead and use it. But you might, you're a special person. Everybody in this room is special. Everyone has creativity because we stem from a creator. So we inherited traits of a creator. We can turn nothing into something and something into everything. We all could come up with a very unique and creative way to approach people and share our gift, because when we share our gift, we give permission to other people to share their gifts and shine their light. So I'm blessed to figure it out, and my purpose in my life, Cole, is to tell artists that they're special and to encourage them to share their gifts and to not ever embrace the reality of a starving artist. Nothing pisses me off more than the term starving artist, because there's more than enough room at the table to eat. There's no such thing as competition. There's more than enough room at the table to eat. Let's eat, baby.
Come on, man. That's what I'm talking about. Lots of knowledge being dropped tonight, man. I love that, bro. Man, I love that. That's good stuff. And that's such a unique approach too, man. The way you're doing it. This is not something that everybody is doing. This is a unique. I mean, I know a lot of people, hit the streets with the CDs and stuff like that, but the way that you're doing it and the way that you're personalizing and your approach to starting the conversation and things like that, to where it's not like, hey, bro, check me out. Hey, bro, check me out. It's more inviting. It's not, because anybody, being approached by somebody always can it's going to have that guard up a lot of times. Like, oh, what's this person want? And you're approaching them from, I'm not necessarily trying to get nothing from you. Actually, I'm trying to give something to you. So I like that, man, and I love.
It takes all but 3 minutes, man. It takes all but 3 minutes, and then they will always. And the funny thing is, if you do it locally, look, I was touring a lot, and I thought that because the industry told me you need a tour, you need to go on some crazy national tour, get on a van, sleep in your car. Man, I was doing all this crazy stuff. I was eating crazy because I was out, and all I wanted to eat was like fast food, and I would sleep in the car and I wouldn't shower, and I'd be like doing these mad shows and stuff. I'd be showering at 24-hour fitness. And what I realized is when you focus locally, wherever you are, it doesn't matter if you're in a small town in Nantucket, New York, or Houston, Texas, that small town, if you just focus on that small town, because people love seeing somebody share what they love. People love hip hop. People love music. People love to see passion in general. If you just focus on wherever you're at and you share and you share and you share, what's really cool is, for me, I would share with one person, and then when they tagged me, I would see that they had 12 mutual friends, and the people commenting, they'd be like, "Oh, I saw that one. I saw that dude.
Starts connecting. Starts connecting.
And then they'd be like, "Oh yeah, that's my homegirl's, homie." And that I know him. He's been doing that for 10 years. They'd be like, it's just this overall thing, because when you focus locally, it interconnects, because it's the 5-6 degrees of separation or something like that.
I believe so. Yeah.
6 degrees of separation. So every 6 people you meet, somebody of those 6 people will know somebody that knows you.
Yeah.
So if you focus locally and you do it for a year, I guarantee, if as long as you just want to share yourself, that's the only thing I can tell an artist is share yourself, man. Because if you love what you do and you share what you love and you just do it, don't do it all like desperately. There's no need to be desperate. If you love something, like for example, if you love a woman, you can't help but want to make love to that one. You can't help it. You're just like, I want to do that. It's like I want to share what I love because I can't help it because it's oozing out of me.
Mm-hmm.
One thing that I came up with yesterday, I thought it was really cool. I just came in my spirit when I was walking. What you experience on the inside is the cause. What you experience on the outside is the effect. So whatever you're experiencing inside, artists, you got to feel it so much that you experience it on the outside. You got to believe. And to believe is to be it, to become it, and to live it. And that's it.
I love that. I love that. To the point to where it's a reality before it even manifests in the physical. It's something you've already experienced many times from within. It's familiar to you. It's not new when it happens.
Let me share something with you. I just want to share this because it's so unbelievable to me. Look, all right, so this is my vision board, okay? The reason I put LL Cool J on this vision board is because LL Cool J has the longest standing career in hip hop as far as longevity. I put this dude on my vision board and I didn't even see his belt. I went to the mall one day and I ended up buying that damn belt. I had no clue. Look.
Welcome to MTV Cribs, y'all. We about to switch this thing up.
I had no clue. I had no clue that was what I could get. Okay, check it out. Look, Houston. I put the skyline on here not knowing I wanted to live at the skyline. I live with the skyline behind me now.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Wow.
And I just got this crib last week, okay? I'm not doing this to boast. I want to show y'all how manifestation works. I put Common on here. And I just did a show with Common.
Oh, man.
I put a bed on here because I never had a bed before. Never in my life have I slept on the floor and a couch all my life. 28 years, bro.
Wow.
Put a bed on here. My first bed, baby.
Come on, man.
Look, these girls right here, I was just playing around. I put girls in bikinis, right? Because me and my cousin, we made this vision board together. And my cousin was like, man, you can manifest whatever you want, right? I was like, man, I'm going to manifest some honeys. And then I was just joking, I was just straight joking. And the reason I put that on there was just as a joke.
Yeah.
Hold on one second.
Security, man. You can't be showing everybody the password now.
Okay, that was just a joke. I went to Dominican Republic and I did.
That's you, ain't it?
I just performed for Miss Swimsuit USA International and I made their theme song. I had no clue.
Oh, man.
I had no clue that's what I wanted to do. I was like, I put these bikini girls like, hey, yo, I'm gonna manifest some honeys, bro. Just joke, man. And bro, I got a call that I'm going to Dominican Republic to perform. So I'm just letting people know the power of your mind. See, your mind is static energy, but your thoughts are dynamic energy. Your thoughts are literally creating your reality. Whatever you experience, it's there. You just have to reach in there and pull it out.
Man,
and I never understood this stuff, man. 4 years ago, I was 275 pounds, smoking 2 packs of cigarettes, womanizing, drinking every single day, depressed. I wanted to shoot myself in the head. I was suicidal. Life was just shitty before, man.
Yeah.
Excuse my French, but it was really horrible. And that's why I'm so adamant about sharing. You can literally write lyrics and manifest your future. Whatever you want to experience in your future, you experience it first through your writing.
Sorry about that, man.
Cool.
I was here. Oh, man, that's good stuff,
yeah,
man.
I just wanted to stop by and tell you, man, I appreciate the light that you shine, brother. You're an amazing person, man. If I had somebody like you growing up, man, I would have looked up to you for sure. And I look up to you right now, man, because I watch all your videos And I was like, hold on, this dude lost a lot of weight. Hold on a second.
Like I said, I'm not looking for it either.
I know. Well, congratulations on all your healthy decisions, man. And thank you for sharing your light with our community and who you are. Hip hop definitely loves you, brother.
Man, thank you so much, man. I'm just humbled by all that, and I appreciate you too as well, man. Like, thanks so much for coming in and sharing all of that. That inspires me so much, man, to hear your story, even about the bed and how you never had a bed, and just how far you've come, and just you've changed. Your whole life has changed. Your whole mind has changed. Really, your mind has changed, and I mean, it's just. It's so powerful, man. I'm glad everybody got to hear that. I'm glad I got this recorded so other people can hear it as well in the future, man. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And I'm so glad to hear about all of your accomplishments, man. And most importantly, man, just your life, man, like getting your life together. I mean, that's huge, man. And just the impact that you're going to continue to make with people everybody you're coming in contact with, and for you putting them good vibes out there and that good music. So thank you so much, man, for being a good service to the community, bro. And man, just continuing to wish you nothing but the best, man. And so happy for you, man. Thanks for taking us on a short little tour of your crib. I love the skyline view, man. Like, just so much inspiration, man. Like, straight up, I could hear you I could hear you doing like workshops and talking to kids and just being a good, positive role model. Just keep that up, man. Like, hip hop loves you too, bro.
Hey, man, what you write. Look, think about your neurons fire off when you write, and then your eyes read what you write, and then when you recite it, you hear yourself saying it, and then when you record it, it's like you trap it into the world, and then you're mixing and mastering it. You're repetitively hearing what you wrote, what you said, and then when you jump on stage and perform it, now you have the intention and attention of other people, like feeding what you're saying. If you notice, I haven't stopped smiling. I used to never smile.
Wow.
Okay. And I had one lyric off my old album. Okay. It said, "A smile filled with confidence is a dangerous kind. Add persistence to the grind and supplement it with drive. In any industry, we are dime a dozen, from DJs to MCs or the graphic designers. I choose to stand out and understand my doubts to the point that my mouth expresses what I'm truly about." So I said, a smile filled with confidence is a dangerous kind. And then all of a sudden, I saw a picture on Facebook. Somebody tagged me, and I was like, and it had like 480 likes, and then girls were texting me. They're like, "You look cute when you smile." And I'm like, hold up. I'm a thug. I never smile, bro. This guy, I'm a thug. Thugs don't smile. And then I was asking myself, why am I smiling? And then I heard the record. And when I heard the record, I was like, whoa. Hold up, man. For real? So, man, yeah, it's hip hop literally saved my life, but I saved my own life using hip hop as the vehicle. And man, it's so cool. It's so powerful to use your words and speak things into existence. It's badass. It's real cool.
Even what'd you say, ladies or babes, or what'd you say, chicks, or what was the term you used? Honeys. Even speaking honey, I'm just gonna share this. I just thought of the scene from Dumb and Dumber. At the very end, I don't know if you've seen that movie, where
I love that movie.
At the very end, where they're wrapping up the movie and they're walking down the highway, and a Greyhound bus filled with supermodels asked them, "Hey, do y'all know anybody who can oil us up and stuff for our tour or whatever?"
Yeah.
And they're like, "You're in luck. Today is your lucky day. There's a town that way. I'm sure you'll find somebody." That's what it made me think of. And then they chase him down like, "Oh, I'm sorry. My friend's a little crazy. We've had a rough day. The town is that way."
Hey, Cole, man, if there's any way I can help you, let me know, man. I just messaged you on Facebook. I'm here to help a brother out any way that I can. Never hesitate to ask, man. We're here to grow and to build each other and lift each other up, man. Especially a dope MC like you with a dope heart. You got a good heart, man. So I'm here to help. All right, brother?
Dude, I thank you so much for that, man. I'll definitely stay connected with you, man, and get back to you on Facebook. And I definitely appreciate that, man. Likewise, man.
Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy holidays, man. Remember that every day is Christmas. unwrap your gifts and share it with the world, baby. All right.
There you go, man. I love it, bro. Awesome. So, man, wow, it's been an awesome night, man. We're getting ready to wrap up, y'all. It's 10:45 EST. Man, it's been such a good night. To be honest with y'all, I'm so hot right now because my wife turned on the heat to our house, I believe, and we ain't run the heat in a minute. And I'm in here with a sweater and this hat on, and I'm ready to come out of it. But man, y'all, I don't even want to say too much after that. Like, I think so much was said. I just want to thank all of you out there who came in to hang out. Thank y'all so much for your time and spending this time with me. I know this is a really hectic time for everybody going into the holidays and things of that nature. And that's why I wanted to have it a little early. But man, thank y'all so much for y'all's time. Thank you for everybody in here who's shown love and support, not only to me, but for everybody who's came on tonight. And I'm wishing you all, man, just a very Merry Christmas. I hope your Christmas is being able to spend with those who you love most. And wishing everybody a very successful and blessed and prosperous new year. Thank y'all so much for y'all's time, for hanging out. I've thoroughly enjoyed it myself. And with that said, y'all, I believe I'm going to go ahead and sign up out of here. Let y'all get back to y'all's lives. And yeah, man, y'all take care. This is Cole Mize, and I'm signing off. Peace. Deuces!